This is the Zorki 1E camera that I recently got off an online seller, and I have not put any film in it yet, but I do want to take it over to my friend Ethan Moses today and have him take a better look at it. He's more of an expert at it than I am. I do know that taking the lens off and looking in at the cloth shutter, it looks like the cloth shutter has been repainted in spots with some rubber paint or whatever. So there may be some shutter issues. There may be some other mechanical issues that I can't really tell myself. So we're going to go over to Ethan's and have him take a better look at this camera. Stay tuned. So you take off the screws around the lens mount.
This is the short guy always.
The one on the left, huh?
Mm-hmm. Is this oil or lacquer? Oh. Okay, that ain't right.
What is it?
So this is the flange that holds the lens mount on. It is covered in oil, like fresh oil.
Oh, weird.
And the lens mount in here, let me show you this. I know why your Zorki is working so well.
Because he soaked it in oil.
Somebody dipped this in a vat of oil or like sprayed it on. That's why like this curtain is so
wet looking.
Greasy, yeah.
Oh, great.
Not right, but I mean, functioning fine. There's a good camera under here. I mean, maybe it'll work like this, probably get your film oily. Let's see. All right. Let me just put these away in a safe spot where you're not going to
don't bump the screws.
Yeah. So here it is. It's like so oily. That's what the luster on Yeah, there's oil on the film gate.
Oh, that's not good.
There's oil on the curtain.
Well, there you go.
That's really gross.
Oiled curtain.
Yeah, everything. It's so like somebody took this thing out and just dipped it.
WD-40'd it.
Or like used a spray. Like, can you see the shine on the second curtain or the first curtain here?
Yeah. Right.
And so like it was also clearly re-rubberized.
Right.
And it looks like either this was stitched here or how it rolls up. Let's see. It like rolled up with one of these guys. It's an imprint. I don't know.
I think as long as it doesn't leak and if it's the right.
No, it leaks.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, check it out.
Oh yeah, I can see the hole already. Yeah, definitely.
All right, this is a good camera to just do a little bit of an overhaul if that's a reasonable thing for you. Well,
so the preliminary diagnosis is that the seller of this camera had put a lot of oil in the camera. The shutter curtains look oily, and there's some bad spots in it where it was patched up, and there's some pinholes. So Ethan has some rubberized fabric for curtain shutters, and he's going to try replacing the curtain shutters on my camera today. So Ethan is using some fancy Japanese shutter curtain fabric from Knobby Sparrow, YouTube channel and eBay seller. Knobby Sparrow, that's what we're going to be using his product today. Okay, now you are disassembling the...
I'm just going to disassemble everything.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, you know, this shutter crate, I need to get in here and disassemble a bunch of this to get the shutter crate out to get to these rollers. And while we're at it, you know, might as well take off the wind and rewind. I'm sure this could use a heavier grease rather than an oil dip. Kind of interesting thing is, despite it being so greasy, I don't think it's been actually taken apart. So a lot of things have been sticking. Not that though. Maybe that was taken off. Or it got excellently greasy. It's good as disassembly lube.
Yeah. So we're thinking that this top plate has never been taken off since the factory, right?
Yeah, we'll see for sure by the condition of the screws in there, but it fits really beautifully. And I'm trying to do a nice job of taking off this kind of press fit, loosely press fit. apart. Here it comes. Great. It's dirty. It's got a little bit of rust on some of these pins, but I do see like a little mark right there on this guy, and a little mark in here, which is that mark or dirt? Yeah, that's a mark. I can feel
So
it.
someone's been in it.
Someone has been in it in his lifetime, but then again, it was made in 1955, so you know, we don't know when. Also, on the shutter crate, we got this. What do you call it? This etching at 10. That's I think that is a repairman etching, and not, you know, not a
Factory thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be, but I mean, nobody like mangled anything. It all looks in place and nice. It will clean up well.
Okay.
So the next thing to do is disassemble this shutter, fast speed shutter mechanism, and then drop the shutter crate off of the
Top plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've found scribe marks just like the ones that I make by previous mechanics inside of broken Kievs. It's a long pin through the shaft.
Watch
Probably
me.
not to do with your screwdrivers, but I enjoy it. And then this is another clocking thing, so I'm going to make a mark on your camera unless you protest us.
No.
I actually really like it when I find this mark made in cameras, and if I ever make a camera, I will etch this clocking if it has that mechanism.
Tells you how to get it back in timing.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think this has been off since factory. It's fit very nicely. There we go. We should be able to remove the shutter crate. Look at that greasy boy.
Greasy boy.
Yeah. The red ones become magnetized. I get one of those watch demagnetizers for my camera tools. Ew, look at how greasy this is. I'm sure this one looks like it's ready to just come right off.
Yeah.
I don't think the oil is helpful for the glue or maybe the paint solvents.
Yeah.
It just kind of, like it's just, fire that a few more times. However, it did do a nice job at cleaning them. We will need to free them of their oil, but the question is, do we want to replace the ribbons? I would say no. They actually look pretty good, although are we worried about them getting eaten by oil? I would not. I mean, they look lustrous to me and rehabilitated.
Yeah.
I think these were treated, if not right.
Yeah.
I mean, the issue is them getting other things oily.
Right.
The other part is this first curtain looks good to me. Let's see what it feels like. Yeah, it feels supple and strong.
And you can
light
check
tight.
it for leaks, you know.
Yeah, that's light tight.
So really
So
the second curtain
we could
is
leave
really,
it, or we could replace it as well.
It's really the second curtain that we're worried about.
The second curtain is what needs to happen.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of, like, is there any real reason, to fix other parts? This is a bit of an annoying job to take this curtain off, but I mean, it can be done. These are moving very nicely. they've been oiled. I think it's fresh oil, so I'm okay with it in there.
All right, Ethan, what do we have here?
We have some black rubberized silk from Nabi Sparrow in Japan.
All right. Do you think silk is too good for a Zorki?
No, nothing is too good for a Zorki. The Zorki one is wonderful. See, it's rubber on one side, silk on the other. Okay. Rubber cement is a very interesting part of a lot of cameras. It's very important.
Yes. All right, Ethan, what have you done here?
So I glued on a new shutter curtain, same size as the old one. I'm going to put some stitches in here, and then I'm going to black out the stitch holes just for some strength. Then we're going to clean this shutter drum, reassemble it with all these pieces, glue this guy onto the shutter drum, and then reassemble the camera after we get all the grease off of it.
Just degreasing the shutter crate from all the wonderful oils.
Wonderful oils.
These were probably Amerikanski oils.
It's Crisco.
Crisco.
Motor oil, Joe.
It's either Pennsylvania crude or corn oil from the heartland.
It's avocado oil from California.
That's right. Molybdenum grease.
Lithium grease.
Lithium grease. For the shutter spring.
Yeah, some people might use oil. I like to use grease on those. There's a lot of tension on them.
Nice and smooth.
Yeah.
This is not wet, shiny paint. That's all oil. The reflection, that's wet, oily, whatever they douse the camera in.
Yeah. So we're now kind of at the all torn down and cleaned stage of the oiliest camera on Earth. So I put on a new shutter curtain here for the first curtain, and I stitched it, and I painted all of the seam ugly, but it fills all of the holes for this thread. Anyway, we're waiting for that to dry, and then we'll put it all back together.
We've had lunch. What are we doing now, Ethan?
I'm just going to assemble this guy to the point where it can accept the shutter crate. I guess it can now. I'm going to put the wind in. It's just going to be a little easier to do that first, and then we'll drop the shutter in.
Okay.
Zorki.
Nice. That's as smooth as Zorki.
And that screw faces forward, so we can do that.
All right.
All right, so, we put a new shutter curtain in there, and we got it all into the crate, and loaded the crate into the shutter plate, and now we have this nice working shutter, and then we also can have bulb mode. I'm going to put this screwdriver right there.
Nice.
Yeah, so now we got to put the timing cams and such on, and the rest of this guy, and should be back together in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's starting to look like a camera, Ethan.
Oh, yeah. That'll do. Let's check your infinity focus. Well, today we fixed a camera, but in mother country, camera fix you.
That's right. Ah, that sounds so nice. Well, that was certainly a surprise. There was a lot more work it needed than I thought initially, and I am glad I brought it over to Ethan rather than putting a roll of film in it initially and finding out it had all kinds of problems. That would just been a waste of money. But yeah, it took a lot of work. So not only was the inside of the cameras all oiled up with some kind of spray lubricant, but of course the shutter curtains were shot. So a few lessons here. If you buy one of these Soviet-era old rangefinder cameras, it'll probably need some work, right? If you buy one from an online seller, it may look like it's working, but it may not be in great shape internally. So you really have to find somebody that can do the right work on these, especially if they need shutter curtains replaced, right? Not everybody can do that. Of course, I should mention here that the Zorki 1E is not my only Soviet rangefinder. I have the Zorki 4, which you might remember from the previous video, with the Jupiter 8 lens, and I've gone ahead and mounted the Jupiter 8 lens to the Zorki 1E, and it is a handsome looking little camera now, and that is a great lens. So this is probably the combo that I'm actually going to be using when I go out in the field with a roll of film in it to test it out. I'll be using this f2 50mm Jupiter 8 lens on the Zorki 1E. So I have some Kentmere 100 on order, and when that comes in, maybe next time we will have a video about shooting this and the results of it. So stay tuned for that. But in any event, if you guys have any experience yourself with shooting these copies of the Leica thread mount cameras, I'd love to hear your story down below. And I hope you have a great time with your cameras creating photographs, being creative. And until next time, have a great day. Bye-bye for now.